put together. But when we talk of all of that, now our basic premise comes from the fact that I have static bit of information. Regulations are static. I know I have an SDN from where I have to pick up information. I have a set of lists. I have a set of customers that I know are tricky to deal with, and I can actually use them. But have you thought about the fact that a customer who is probably going to be the next hacker for you is already out on the prowl? He's active on social channels. He's talking actively about how banks can be compromised, how security is just a pain in the butt for a bank to implement because of all the reasons, but it's so easy for somebody who's completely unethical. How do you know that? Everybody leaves a trail today in the digital world. The trails are out there. You have social channels, Facebook, Google, they're all data companies more than anything else. Every bit of information that you type, that you respond to, that you like, you dislike on a social channel indicates the kind of behavior that you could potentially be exhibiting in the future. There's so much information that's out there. All we have to do is start using some of them, collating it, packaging it right, and then start basing our solutions, linking with data coming from some of the systems. So what are bots really? I think everybody knows it's a software component which just does some automation. And in quite a few forums and discussions, I've seen people contesting or actually challenging bots to be nothing more than an automated workflow. But I beg to differ. Automated workflows have a predefined set of instructions to execute and a predefined outcome, mostly. Bots could also end up being the same if they're not made intelligent. And that's why artificial intelligence plays a role. Natural language processing and NLG, the generation bit, is very straightforward. The only difference that a bot can bring from a very smart automated workflows are the small box which talks machine learning. With every bit of new thing that the bot does, it learns. With every bit of information that's fed into the system, the bot learns. The more it learns, the smarter it gets. And I don't think the day is far when we'll start talking about not about artificial intelligence, but we'll start talking about superlative intelligence. When the intelligence of the systems will start challenging your own conventional wisdom. You ask the system to do X and the system will say, I'm sorry, you cannot do X because you will run into a problem. I suggest you do Y, and because it is in your interest to do Y, I override you. How scared would I be when I do not have the power to take a decision? Imagine the state, you get into a car and the car does not turn on. It says, sorry, I realize there's tremendous traffic. You want to go to the airport right now. You have a flight in 4 hours. But given the traffic condition and the weather conditions, you will not reach the airport. I suggest don't go to the airport, cancel your tickets right now. The car won't start. Why would this not be possible? The information is there, the data is there. Think of the same case in a banking world, and we'll know all the different kind of problems that we could be having to deal with. Or, on the positive side, the different kind of things that you could offer to customers and warn them of what wrong could happen if they do not do the right thing or you do not leverage the right solution. The bots can actually have different flavors. You could be looking at IT services, you could be looking at performance manager perspective from an optimization of your back office. You could be looking at front office where you have conversational UI and you could have chatbot. That's the flavor of the season today. But there's so much more than just this typical flavor of bots. And it's only going to increase. It's going to be a network of bots eventually, and that will probably drive the whole thing. And towards the end, SMAC is what everybody talks about until today, because that's today. Social media analytics cloud is here. It's for real. It's no longer the hype. What's really important is to know and understand how do we move from SMAC to a different world. A classic example in front of us is what Mr. Narkar spoke about IDFC Bank yesterday. How we're changing internally to give the best of breed solutions to my customers. As psychology says, you cannot make people happy if you're sad inside. In some cases, but Charlie Chaplin being an exception. But that's what this is all about. Unless I'm superly digital, I cannot offer a completely beautiful a superb looking digital solution. It's not about digital solution per se also. It's about experience. It's not limited to experience. It's about what is it that the customer is going to experience when they use it, what benefits they will get. Can you imagine a person sitting in a remote village in India whose biggest problem in life is how will I manage water for my family, but still has access to a phone and can do some banking transactions? Fantastic. But those are the kind of things that are bound to happen, and they will happen. Some of those backbone things will change, but we have to continue to brace for such kind of future. So as we call the big shift, or how machine learning and artificial intelligence is going to change the world. This is the entire gamut of things that we look at for a short-term perspective. You have gamification, you have voice-activated solutions. You talk to Google now, or a Cortana, or a Siri. They do far more than what they could do a couple of years back. We have gestures, patterns, robotics is already being used. We're talking about blockchains. People play games. You take a Pokemon or a Pikachu and then link it to our business use case. All of that's possible today. That's what to us is what digitization is all about. That is what we think how artificial intelligence can play a role, because with all these channels, all these mediums, well, customers start using them, you build more and more information. You know the customer behavior. You know what they are doing, where they are doing, what they are doing, how they are doing. And you start rolling out solutions such as that. So finally, before I end, our world is changing. We all know that. I've just taken up some simple insights from what I think is relevant for us. But that talks about what we also have to start thinking about ourselves. The bottom line is, we will have more customers, but we'll see them very, very less. They're not going to be in front of you. So with this, I leave the stage for everybody to ponder. To align with the big shift, you need to brace for change. You need to brace for evolution. If we don't change, things are going to be difficult for us. The last few years of banking have been about changes in how people have banked. The next few are going to be for us to change ourselves. We don't go to a bank today. We do banking today, and that's the difference. Thank you very much. I'll leave the floor for questions.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kothari. The point is, unfortunately, because we have run out of time, I'm going to request our audience to connect with you offline for
Absolutely.
questions.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you very much for that super presentation indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, so we managed to get some fantastic perspectives and insights from both of our speakers, right up from our keynote speaker as well as Mr. Kothari. And we're going to march ahead with our next set of sessions. A humble request to all the speakers to please adhere to the time, or else Mr. Kishore sitting on the console is going to be pressing that really loud gong, which might be a little bitter to our ears. I'm going to request our speakers to please stick to the time. Moving on, let's march ahead to our next speaker, and he's going to be sharing his insights on what to expect from your transactional emails. We have with us Mr. Sabir Sheikh, who's the Associate Vice President, Product Marketing with Netcore Solutions. So may I please invite Mr. Sabir Sheikh on the stage. Let's have a round of applause to welcome our next speaker as well.
All right, good morning to all of you, and thanks for giving us this opportunity actually to be in front of you and to present what Netcore does and maybe what to expect from your transactional emails. I'm doing this for the first time, okay, and very excited that I'm appearing as a speaker, and at the same time I'm a bit nervous because prior to this role, I was in sales. I was heading national sales at Netcore. And whenever we used to have a meeting with IT folks, actually, you people. So that was an extra preparation that we always used to do, because my boss said that when you're meeting with an IT head or a CIO, so expect the unexpected. And you might hear something that you haven't heard ever before. So go absolutely prepared, and the first opportunity that I've got as a speaker is in front of you, so I'm terribly nervous. So, but I'll just take my chances and just move ahead. Pardon me in case if you do not find me as per your expectation or the level of knowledge that you have. So, okay, quickly saying that, what we do or what Netcore does. Netcore is a company into digital marketing solution business. If I were to answer this actually about a year back, I would have said, we have a lot of products actually to offer. Yes, we've been associated with BFSI for more than a decade. So yes, we have a mobility solution. Under mobility solutions, we offer SMS, promotional, transactional, email, promotional, transactional, voice solution, OBDs, IVRs, maybe your missed call solution, your toll-free management, all right, and response management, and multiple things actually, maybe short code, long code. So there were so many things that we were talking about a year back. But then, now if you ask me what we do, I would say I have one product called cross-channel marketing automation, actually, which is a broadcast as well as automation product. And the second product that I have is a Falconite, which is transactional emailing product. Fortunately, I'm heading this business, transactional emailing business, which is the product that we have, Falconite. So, the experience has been that, the reason why we have created this product called SmartTech, and so SmartTech was primarily designed and done because there was an ample requirement from the market that how do we